High Level is a full CRM and marketing platform, and I've used some of the best in the SaaS industry. And we are live from LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, X, and Instagram. It's Revening's Wednesday. Welcome to Wednesday, Revenue Party people. We've got our hot topics and our hot guests tonight. We're going to be getting right into that. But of course, you know, I have to mention delegating because I couldn't be scaling right now my business by not delegating. So delegating has been extremely crucial for me, and I'm excited to be bringing on more people who we can delegate even more tasks to, thanks to Cherry Assistant. So Cherry Assistant has really been able to help me scale by placing me with virtual assistants around the world who have the skills I'm seeking within the hours and the language. And, you know, it's just a really seamless process. So I want to invite you to check out Cherry Assistant and start working with people who you can work well with too. So like if you stick around during intermission, you'll see a menu of some of the services they offer. But you know, you might need an executive assistant or a bookkeeper, or I'm getting video editors and live stream producers. So what is it that you could offload to someone else? Because you cannot scale, you cannot grow if you keep doing the same thing over and over again. You have to teach someone else what you're doing so you can go do bigger and better things. So check out Cherry Assistant. Scan that QR code. If you're listening on podcasts later on, just go to cherryassistant.com. And when you reach out to them, let them know you heard about them through Revening's Wednesday for $250 off your first month. Also, I want to make sure and mention High Level. Who here, like, let us know you're here, first of all, by just going in the comments. I see there's 19 of you just on like YouTube, Twitch, and then let's see how many of you are on LinkedIn. I can't see that number. Let us know you're here. Leave a comment. This conversation is for you. You can lead this whole conversation by plugging comments into the chat. We want to know you're here. Where are you tuning in from? What do you do for a living? Are you in sales and marketing? What industry are you in? Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for being here. But anyway, yeah. So High Level is a CRM and marketing platform merged into one with AI at the center. So we basically have white labeled it to app.reventing.com. So when clients sign up with us, we can literally hand them like a CRM and marketing automation platform where we can be like, here are your leads. Here's your social post to approve. Here's your emails to look at. So we like it like that, but you might just like it for yourself, but try it out. So this is a 30-day free trial link on my affiliate link. Of course, if you sign up, I want to help you be successful. So just reach out and I want to support you. But we have some amazing guests and I want to get right into it. This is going to be a really fun conversation. I can already tell by the pre-show. So I'm really excited to welcome to our show, sisters. And we'll get into that. But welcome to the show. We've got Danielle and Andi. Thank you so much for being here.
Hello.
Thank you
for having us.
Hi. Thank you.
Hello, hello. Let's get into it. I know we shared a little bit about it in the live stream or in the pre-show, but before the live stream on the pre-show. But we want to know your full life story from birth to what brought you to now. And from both of you, of course, we put a 2-minute clock on the screen to keep people concise. But if you can do it in less than that, that's cool too. So Danielle, could you kick us off and tell us a little bit about you, where you were born and what brought you to now?
Sure. I'm from Boston. We're both from Boston, Massachusetts. Just a little bit of our story of how we got to where we are today. Our dad had a courier company. Was started in 1981, and he passed away about 12 years ago. And at the time, I was home raising 3 kids under the age of 6. And my Andi, she'll tell you her story. She was at her dream job. And we both made the decision to come back to the family business. And it was from go, just complete insanity. We had no experience. We really didn't know what we were doing. And it was really a story of just resilience and grinding it out and learning as we go. And it was a wild ride, to say the least. Yeah.
A wild ride. I can't
Yeah.
imagine
Yeah.
family and business. Sorry, Layla, I'm clicking on top of you, but I'm gonna back up again. I can't help it. I produced my own live stream for years, so it's like I try not to click, but it just became a thing. But now I'm trying to step back. But anyway, I digress. If you come to the show, you know that's my issue. Anyway, so thank you for sharing that. Andi, could you please also do the same and tell us your full life story? You know, we want to know the real human you before we just talk all business. You know, we know your sisters and there's this family business thing going on. So assuming you were born in Boston as well, but could you fill 2 minutes or less and tell us more of what brought you to now?
Yeah. So yeah, Boston, south of Boston, lived there. Went to college in New York City. Came home, sort of did the bartending thing, tried to figure it out. It was always the conversation, what am I going to do with my life? Because I never had a real clear picture. Loved sports, loved television, ended up working at New England Sports Network, which is the home of the Red Sox and the Bruins. Was there for about 5 years. Right after the Bruins won the Stanley Cup. Hockey is my passion. So I went back to New York to work at the National Hockey League in their production department, which I think Danielle mentioned was my dream job. But about a year in, my dad had been diagnosed, and a year in, he passed away. And as a little before he passed, it was, what are you guys going to do with the business? And, you know, up until that point, Danielle and I both held jobs here and there, like maybe a little delivery gig, maybe putting together a PowerPoint, nothing crazy. But it was like, are we really going to do this? I have no idea how to run a business. We did not go to school for that. Didn't know what a P&L was. Like, what is this really what we're going to do? And so ultimately it was a family decision, Danielle and I, our mom, and it was, let's give it a shot. And my biggest driving force to leaving New York and coming back home and trying it out was I was afraid I was going to regret not trying it. I was afraid to fail, but my fear of regret outweighed my fear of failure. And so that was 2012, and here we are, and we're still doing it.
Yeah, wow. What a journey. That's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think for Andi and I both, we had different reasons why we came back. You know, for me, it was sort of at the initial start, finishing what he started, really owing that to him and really to the family, our mom, and just seeing what we could do. And like Andi said, hers was the failure, you know, her worry to fail. She didn't want to fail. And so we had different driving forces, but the passion and all of that was still the same for both of us.
Yeah, definitely. Wow. Okay, so I feel like family businesses are always so interesting because you also like when did they start it? Did it start before you?
Yeah.
So like you were born into it, like has been evolved into your blood basically. Like you knew your immediate family was in it. So like tell us what that was like as kids, you know, like being involved with it early and how it's evolved obviously with like the internet and now AI and all of that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll speak to the beginning. It was part of our dinner conversations. Like we grew up, ExpressIt, that's our company, ExpressIt Delivery, and it's a family member. There's no other way to put it, but that's what was all the conversations were about, and they still are. Now it's just our kids. They're hearing the conversations at dinner. Andi's two little ones play ExpressIt, you know, so it just. The generation is different, but the story and the family business is still the same.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So good. Well, let's get into these topics. So right into the topics with influence from all of this. And I see we're getting some like crazy comments on YouTube. So yeah, we're just banning those people and deleting those. So if you are leaving us crazy comments, you're going to be banned. But anyway, let's get into business and it's always YouTube. Leave it to YouTube. There's like all these people on there. So yeah, anyway, LinkedIn, we've got some professionals over on LinkedIn. I know I saw some comments from David. We want to bring those up on the screen at some point. But of course, if we flash by any comments at any time that you want to get back to, just let us know because we want to make this about the audience. But we've got some pretty great topics. So business and leadership, very broad. And I believe we said, Danielle, correct me if I'm wrong, but you were going to kick us off on this topic. Am I right?
Sure. Or I think
was that you? Was it Andi? Oh gosh, it's okay.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, we got talking about something else. So
take it away, Andi.
Take it away.
Yeah, I didn't know sort of, I mean, there's so many different directions, but I think kind of just keeping it to the present moment and leadership in general. And I think that I'd be interested to hear what you guys think, but leadership was not something that, people skills is probably the only skill that we brought with us into running a business. It was just, we knew how to treat people. That's different than being a leader or like a CEO. And I had this idea of what I thought a leader needed to be, this strong presence and this confident energy. And I was trying to be something I wasn't in those early days. And even flash forward to like the past couple months, just sort of reflecting on what kind of leader I am and what I want to be. And kind of like looking at how I used to act and what no longer serves me. And I feel like I've been having sort of, there were so many limiting beliefs or, the lack of confidence that held me back from being the true leader that I really feel like I can be, if this is making sense. And so I feel like being a leader is something you have to work at. You constantly have to evolve and you constantly have to check in with yourself every day. Like, how did you approach that? How could you be different? And not in a really harsh, judgmental way, but in a soft, like, we're only as good as the people around us, especially in our business. Our team is everything. So how can I lead them and be the best version of themselves they can be? But I need to be the best version of myself that I can be. And I'm really just trying to navigate that now, like kind of, I've outgrown how I used to be and I'm trying to step into this new version of myself. And I'm kind of enjoying it. And before it would stress me out. So how are you guys as leaders? Does it come naturally? Do you feel like, do you get stressed out? Do you check in with your confidence,
Yeah, I think it evolves too. I think you lean into leadership. It's not, you don't really come into it right from the start. At least we didn't. But I think it's a slow lean into it. And the more confident you get and support that you have, I think that helps you become a better leader. It's definitely the people around you, but I think you lean into leadership. At least we did. I did.
Yeah, definitely. It is hard though, and it can be lonely and the anxiety for sure. I mean, I've been joking about it this week with a new client. We're calling it entrepreneur brain. It's just like, oh my gosh, there's just so many things. Like I can't do it all. So there's like an overwhelm there, but you just have to we're all human, right? So what do you guys do to sort of balance that? I know for me, I like to go to the gym or exercise, walk, try to eat healthy, take time away, get time off screen.
So important.
How do you do it?
And you can start, Andi, but
I think
we have different.
It's definitely it's like a lack of a better term, but the self-care, right? Because I need to show up for myself. Because if I'm not, then how am I going to act in a meeting? How do I respond to something or react a certain way? And it's so hard, but and it's so cliche, but like you have to be present. And if there's something that's going on with me personally or distracting me, it's very hard to do that. And even I think it was either a call today or yesterday, when I'm like not grounded, then I'm second guessing everything I said. Oh, why did I say it like that? Or I should have said it differently. And it's like, I know what I need to do to be in that like flow, right? But it's, if I'm not taking care of myself and everything you just said, if I don't detach from the phone for a little bit or walk or whatever, and as a mom too, and you're running out, it's busy, and just life in general, it's like you can get knocked off pretty quick, and um, it's like a constant full-time job on top of everything else.
Totally. Yeah, I'm a
Totally.
mom too. You have to like carve out that time for yourself. I was 35 and a co-CEO of a Series C SaaS company before I was an entrepreneur. And I ended up getting shingles. Well, it was during the pandemic. I had a child in kindergarten, so I was doing at-home kindergarten, and it was too much, and my body couldn't handle it. And
Yeah,
you get,
it's too much.
shingles is like activated by stress. So
Right.
it's like if you had chicken pox and then you like stress really bad, so it's just like your body really is impacted by this stuff. I felt it and lived it.
Right.
But yeah, that's one of the great things about entrepreneurship. I know we're not talking about that in general, we're talking more about leadership, but yeah, leaders do need to take that time away. And I would say set boundaries. We have to have small circles of people who lift us up, and also ideally people who are like in higher up places than us. You know what I mean?
100%.
Where
Yes.
we want to be.
Yes.
100%.
That's very important.
Yeah.
And I think the boundary thing too, that takes time and courage, right? To do it where you feel okay to do it. And then people like above you always like that, just showing you the way, like showing there is a way. And like I don't know. I think that's so important. I agree with that.
Yeah, I saw Brandy Baum in the comments. So, hey, Brandy, what's up? Where are you tuning in from? I'm guessing you're home from work now. Actually, yeah, it's 5:30 in California. But anyway, so let's get into our next topic, which is women in business. So we've got 3 women here. Oh my gosh, I could take this any which way. But Danielle, you were going to kick us off on this topic. Yeah, could you set the stage for us?
Yeah, I think we have an interesting perspective on that too. We are in a male-dominated space for sure, and we get asked this question a lot. How do you guys handle being in a male-dominated industry? And I think what we realized is that we didn't really need to conform. We needed to just be ourselves, and that meant being women, and that was okay. We didn't really need to like act like the guys, act like a powerful man, male CEO. We really came in here depending on our intuition, relying on our resilience, our emotional intelligence, just really being able to read a room and understand how to treat people. And I think that, then that's everyone. That's our clients, that's our team, that's home, that's each other. And I just think that we were able to lead in the beginning, not because of our experience or training or academic. It was nothing like that. It really was just being human and being a woman and being able to really listen. And it led us to where we are today. It continues to. But in a male-dominated space, we just remained true to who we were, I think, which was 2 women, one a mom, just trying to figure it out and treat everyone the way we were taught to treat people. If that makes sense. Like it really was this, just really relied on our own skills.
Yeah.
As being women.
100%.
Yeah.
That's how you want to be treated.
Right.
I would love to hear from people in the chat if you like women power and all this. But yeah, like, I don't know. It's funny to think that like, what was it? The 70s or the 80s was just like when women could get credit cards and like own houses and all that.
Right.
We're like, wow,
Right.
to think about some of that, right? Like they just got
Right.
the right to vote in the what? Like when? Like 1928?
Right.
Like wait, so
Yeah.
what? Yeah, it's wild.
There are
We're still-
sometimes though, even Danielle, I mean, we said it this sometimes, not often, but it will be like, they wouldn't have said that to a guy. Like no chance,
No
and so we
chance.
still get it, but it's never really bothered us because maybe they wouldn't, and we are female, so it's not. But yeah, you can feel it sometimes, but it's never really deterred us.
Yeah, or just like feeling left out or secluded from spaces because they're like afraid to bring you near because like maybe their wife will get weird about that, or like I don't know. It's just like at conferences or something. It's just like it can be awkward if you're the only woman in a space in like physical locations, well, even like online. But anyway, I think like I wonder what the percentage is now. If anyone's watching and they have the percentage, like what's the percentage of like women CEOs right now? And
Yeah, I would love to know that. I know.
yeah. I know it was pretty low. Heidi Solomon Orlick, she's in the Women Wave. Actually, I have a women's community on WhatsApp. If anyone's interested, I've got 150 women in there in sales, marketing, and business ownership. We keep it on mute, and we have a retreat every year. But it kind of organically started, and everyone just kind of supports each other in there. But Heidi Solomon Orlick is in there, and she keeps us posted on all the stats. But yeah, they're always just super shocking. But what do you guys think women in business can do to kind of like defy the stereotype, kind of see past it, break those barriers? How have you done it?
I don't think I mean, Danielle, you can agree or not. I don't think we really gave into it.
Yeah.
Like you can't, that they're there, they exist, obviously, but it's like you can't think about it. You can't give into it. Like if you do, then it will affect you negatively. I mean, that is how I operate, right? So if I'm going to worry about being a woman and going into a warehouse or trying to get a customer, then I'm just going to invite that in. So it was never on our mind. It was in those early days, it was about survival. So it really didn't matter what we were just trying to stay alive. But yeah, I don't know. I know it's not really answering your question because our experience is so different, but that is true. We just really, not that we ignored it, but it wasn't on the forefront.
Yeah, I think we weren't afraid of it. We weren't afraid of being the woman in the room. We weren't intimidated. And that's any room, that we walk into where it's male dominated. It's just, we are who we are, and we're really proud of what we've done and accomplished with this company. And so I think for us, the fear is just, we didn't let that in. That, like Andi said, we had enough to worry about and to be fearful about, and being the women in that room, that we saw, that was a strength we saw. That wasn't in the forefront.
Amazing. Yeah. I see we have Jamie Holt, who's an early member of the Women Wave Warriors. That's what we used to call it, Women Wave Warriors. She put WWW. Yes, Jamie, what's good? Tell us what you think of when you think of women in business. In the meantime, Layla put in the private chat here, spotlight on women CEOs. Among the 2024 Fortune 500 list, women made up only 9% of CEOs and held 33% of their board seats. For women of color, that number was less than 8%. Wow. Oh, so depressing.
Yeah, I actually had no idea that was that low, 9%. Wow.
Yeah, we gotta keep breaking the glass. Yeah. And of course, we don't have a woman president yet, so maybe in our lifetime,
right?
We shall see. Want to know what people in the comments think about this? But yeah, it is an interesting time to be a woman, and it's also really great and powerful because I do see this climbing right now, especially I don't know, with the rise of social media. I feel like women can do really well there. They can work from home. They can sell products in the kitchen. I do a little bit of product selling on TikTok, and I just do my makeup, and I'm like, awesome. Now I'm making money on lip gloss, yoga, awesome. Now I'm selling this yoga outfit. And then brands send me free stuff. So it's awesome. Right. Yeah, I mean, hopefully, fingers crossed, with entrepreneurship and just easier access to entrepreneurship, we see it rise. But what do you both think we all need to do to make it all better? What would be your whole take on that? I know it's a huge question.
I said don't give up.
Yeah.
Just my other industry was male dominated, obviously, too. I was in sports television. And so again, if you have a goal, you have to go for it. You have to do the work. You have to learn. You have to maximum effort. But I would never get discouraged, and I would not give up. If you want to do something, do it, because anything is possible. And when it's good, it can get better. So don't stop either. Do not get complacent, no matter where you are in your career, or just starting out, or or towards the end of it. And that's universal. That's my truth.
Amen, sister.
Yeah. And I think that we have an obligation to for the next generation, right? So like my daughter and Andy's daughters, like I think it's super important that they, and I do believe it's changing. I do believe the younger generation with social media, all of that, I think that's one of the positive things that might come out of all of the social media. But these girls are empowered. They know they can do whatever they want to do, and that is true. And there's going to be a generation of not stopping them. And so I think as moms, but CEOs, all of the hats that we wear, it's our job to tell these girls and young women, yes, you can. You can absolutely go F and do that. But I just think things are going to change. Things are shifting already. Ceiling, they're going to break the ceilings on things. Things are going to happen. But I do think it's taken a couple generations, but it's just.
Absolutely.
We all have a role in it. We all as women have a role in the next generation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anything you can do, I can do better.
Yes. Yes.
I can do anything better than you. Come on, ladies. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get
Yes. Right.
We will be back with 2 more hot topics after this very brief message from our sponsor, Cherry Assistant.
This is Mike, also known as Clean with Mike on Twitter. Mike hired a virtual assistant from Cherry Assistant about 2 years ago. Now he has a $50K per month business fully managed by a remote operator in South Africa. His VA from South Africa does the following: closing inbound leads on the phone, Yelp and Google and Facebook, manages his CRM on Go High Level, deals with rescheduling, cancellations, any issues, hires and manages the cleaners, and sends them daily reports and updates. Mike has a fully cash flowing business managed by a remote operator for only $8 an hour. You can also hire a US equivalent worker in the Philippines, South Africa, Latin America for a fraction of the cost with Cherry Assistant. Be like Mike and grow your business with offshore staff.
If you're hearing this on podcast, what we're showing on screen right now is a menu of their services, including but not limited to lead generation, CRM management, prospecting assistance, sales presentation preparation, data entry and cleanup, customer support, project management assistance, and so much more. Go to cherryassistant.com, talk to them, fill out their form, let them know that you heard about them through Reveting's WinsDay for $250 off your first month with a VA. So go ahead and check that out. But we're going to be getting into our next topic, being kicked off by Andi, which is personal growth and resilience. So I'd love to hear from the audience right now. What do you do for personal growth? Like when you think of personal growth, audience, what do you think of? In the meantime, Andi, can you kick us off with what do you think of with personal growth and resilience?
I think personal growth is, we kind of touched on it, but I think it is the number one priority. Again, I think you have to evolve. I said it to Danielle, I think a couple weeks ago. If I didn't do the work of like, things need to change. I cannot handle stress the way that I've handled it. I can't react to things the way I've been reacting to things. And you said it too, you came down with shingles. Like, I don't know where I'd be right now. I joked and I was like, I might be dead from the stress or being sick. And it's just what we do to ourselves mentally and emotionally and physically with just staying as is. Like you just can't. And I wouldn't be at ExpressIt. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. And I don't think I would have the life that I have if I didn't work on myself. And, it's just being resilient, but like life is life, right? Things are going to come at you every day. And it's how you show up in those moments. How do you work through it? And how do you not give in? And it is so hard. And I'm not saying it's easy. And even like doing the work, it gets harder and harder. I say to Danielle, we're like at the 1 yard line with something and it might get harder. And like, you have to know it's going to work out and it's going to be okay. But this is a constant battle, not battle, but it's a constant work in progress. And it is so important.
That's so true. Yes, 100%. I mean, I guess for personal growth, for me, I think of the circle of life or the wheel of life or something. There's like 8 parts of it. There's like physical health, spiritual growth, I don't know. There's so many things. Who here in the comments knows about that? Plug it in, go Google it. But it's like holistic, and you have to like stay on top of all of those things and like balance it. Like if you get off on your financial, then you're going to be like leaning over and you need to like whatever. Anyway, I digress. Danielle, what do you think of for personal growth and resilience?
Yeah, it's number one. I think that I'm sorry. I'm not the same person I was when we started back at the company. And that's just the work that I've had to do on myself. And so I think if I didn't do any of that, I'm not sure, I don't know where Andi and I would be as partners. Today, I don't know where the company would be, just all of that stuff, because I grew with the company, but that just means work on myself. And that's being resilient too. And just I don't know, just kind of like the wherewithal of knowing like I have to do that every single day to show up. Like Andi said a few segments ago, she recognized it on a call, like, if I heard something I didn't, did I not say that right? All the things that go into our heads. But when you're grounded and you're doing the work on yourself, and, it just makes you a better partner, a better employee, all of that thing. So it's everything. Personal growth for an entrepreneur is everything.
Absolutely, 100%. So
Yeah.
have either of you hired coaches? Do you work with people? Or like, how do you challenge yourself? Do you go to a therapist? I know I get support. But like, it's a strength to ask for help, right?
Oh God.
yeah.
That's like the number one thing. So, I mean, my journey, after our dad died, you're trying to figure out the business, but you're also grieving too. I was 28 at the time, and I didn't know what I was doing. So yeah. So in those early days, therapy for sure. I mean, sometimes I think I'd go twice a week. It's like, I just couldn't take all of this on at the same time. But fast forward to now I'm working with like, she's sort of she's not really, I guess, a business coach, but more of just like business, but it's a little bit of everything. And so we're working on, she's actually based out of Berlin, but working on how I show up for my goals at ExpressIt. How could I handle things different? What are my goals? And like just getting some outside perspective, I think, is very important. So whether it is therapy, whether it is a coach, I think you're always, and I think whatever you need, that evolves too. Like, I don't need a therapist right now, but maybe I will in a year, so I'm open to anything. And I think that should be the key too. Like, just be open to things, because there are so many options for help, like in different ways.
Yeah. We'll do anything, Andi and I, individually, and then also together. We're willing to try anything, whatever it takes. Really, whatever it takes for the personal growth that then hopefully translates into company growth. Really, but
definitely,
yeah.
Absolutely, 100%. And they go hand in hand. You can't get around them. But would love to hear from the audience. What do you all think about this? Like, don't lurk. Let us know you're there. Leave a comment. But before we move on, did either of you have anything else you might share, actionable advice for people in terms of just adopting a personal growth strategy and building your resilience as a leader?
I mean, don't be afraid to go get help, right? Like, don't be afraid to recognize or ask for help, and just sort of, go get the help. I think it's one of the best gifts you can give yourself, your family, your partners, all of that. It really is.
It's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Andi? Anything else, or should I just go into that next topic?
I know. Then I could talk about personal growth and all of this for
all day.
I really could, and I could get real deep, but I don't know if people.
It's important. Yeah.
Well, maybe you can help me with my next topic.
Absolutely. So whoever wants to kick off this topic, because apparently I keep getting it wrong. Tactical and inspirational topics for entrepreneurs. I believe it's yours, Danielle. Will you kick us off?
I will try, but tactical, I think, really, I think what we were successful at was getting the right team. I think building the right team is very important. I think surrounding yourself and being part of the team, like Andi and I run this where it's collaborative. It's a collaboration at ExpressIt, and obviously we are the ultimate decision makers, but we really take everybody's input. We're still learning from everybody. I think that was important too, right from the beginning. We didn't come in and try to make changes and we're going to do this and X, Y, Z. We really came in and had to learn and listen and being humble and recognizing, there's a lot of smart people in this room and we have a lot to learn. I think a business coach and a business advisor, if you are able to do that, that is one thing that has changed the course of ExpressIt. Our business advisor came in and really taught us things that we had gone so far, and then he came in and was like, no, we're going to do a budget. We're going to do projections. How do we do a sales and marketing plan? All of these things that we really didn't know what we did, but from a tactical standpoint, surrounding ourselves with people who were smarter than us and challenged us. And I think it's really important in a small business as an entrepreneur.
Yeah, it really is so important. And I mean, we're getting back into just like hiring people to help you again, like get coaches.
Right. Exactly.
Or get a VA. Like, what do you need
Right.
so that you can like get a little space and time for yourself? Like,
Yep.
are you
Right.
frazzled? Like, are you, you know what I mean?
Right.
You get to a place where like you do need a little help. I know I get to that place, but
You
I don't know.
do.
What would you say about this, Andi? Yeah.
Yeah, I think I heard recently, and this is sort of on the lines of like the growth and like the spiritual sense of it too. But as a CEO or an owner, your days can't be like in the weeds working, with like in the day-to-day, like minute-to-minute operation or whatever it is. I mean, in the beginning, maybe it has to, but you have to figure out where you can, like you said earlier, to start delegate, because as the leader, you need space for creativity. You need space for strategy. That doesn't come when you're like you're in the computer sending emails, crunching, like you have no time. And then the time you have for yourself, you're doing other life things, right? So you need to make time for the space for the mind shift, for the creativity to come through, so you can be the leader and you can move the company forward, because that does not happen when you're in the weeds in the day-to-day grind. And if you are in the grind and you can't get out of it, then that's a tactical decision and move as to, I need help. So who can even show me where I can get out of it? Like, help me get out of my own way, because I don't know where to begin, but I know I need to, because again, that is where the growth comes. That's when the moves can be made.
Right.
Yeah. Usually someone else sees it, not us, ourselves.
Yeah.
Clearly, if we're
Yeah.
stuck.
It's so
Yeah.
hard. It's so hard. And then you're down yourself. Oh, I didn't work hard enough. That's why it's not growing. It's like, no, you need to give it space. And then, and then you sort of see, but it's hard to do. And I think another one too, just real quick, is like leaning into what you're good at and what you're not good at. And what you're not good at, don't even waste your time. Just don't. Like, find someone that can help you.
100%. And if you're a leader, you need to be working on the business, not in the business, ideally.
Yeah.
So and that's my problem. That's what I'm working on. It's trying to get more
Right.
time to work on the business and not
Right.
in the business. But, it's just one of those things that, I'll get there with time.
Yeah, it comes.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So anyway, since this topic's about tactical and inspirational topics for entrepreneurs, I'm curious, like, what inspires you guys? Like, where do you get your inspiration? Like, when you're in those dull moments, what do you do to like get back into it?
I have to meditate, and I
was just
have
gonna
to go
say.
for a walk. If there's like something heavy going on with Danielle and I, we need to make a decision. I'll say, I'll be back in an hour, and I will go outside. I will go for a walk, and maybe sometimes I'll listen to something, but other times I might even just talk out loud. Like, whatever I'm trying to work through, I will literally just talk out loud. Like, that's, for me, that's when I get clarity. That's when it comes. Because again, like, you can't when you're trying to get inspiration, you can't force it. You need to sort of quiet the mind, and however you get there, that's what I do.
Yeah. No, same meditation. And it just takes usually a couple days to get back into the flow of things after a few days of that quiet time in the morning and that work, that spiritual work. Then I think that's where I'll start to send Andi texts at 6:20 in the morning. I think we should do this. And then I was thinking about this or whatever, but that's after a couple of days of getting back to grounding myself and really getting myself back to basics. But it's so important.
I love that meditation. Definitely. And I love meditation myself too. When I was coaching, I was like studying meditation because I would end my marketing coaching with like, all right, now before we leave, let's do 5 minutes, just meditate on what we just talked about rather than try to cram in more.
Right. Yeah. Right.
It's like, take a deep breath. Let's think about our content pillars. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Because we do need to like wrap our mind around it. So I'm all for the meditation. I love guided meditations. I love there's ancestral meditations. There's like breathing meditations. Right. You could just do silent meditations where that's the goal, is to just be silent and still. Yeah.
Even a gratitude one, I feel like shifts it for me. I said to Danielle, I want to start before a meeting, like, all right, everyone just write down 3 things they're grateful for. Like before we even start the meeting, like our SVP of Ops, HR, just write it down, because it immediately you tap into the gratitude and it shifts things so quickly. And it's like, all right, now it's like some perspective, and now let's go tackle the problem. And I actually think I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. You don't even have to share it. I just want you to write it down. But that for me, that works.
Writing things down is very powerful.
Yeah.
Very powerful.
100%. Well, we need to move on to our next segment. These have been really great topics. Thank you both for getting through all of them with us. But our next topic is the Guru of the Week. We're working on getting a video made of the Guru of the Week, because every week I'm singing it. But I'm like, we just need a video we can play here. So I'm just sing it every week, and we like dancing. We can go all out. Anyway, I digress. Stay tuned for that. But until then, hopefully we got our Guru overlay done. Yes, it's ready. Yeah. So tell us. I'm going to pull myself out. Tell us about the people and why they inspire you.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take Brendan.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Right. Yeah. No, I'll just start with Gary Vee. I mean, everyone knows him, but I think for us and our marketing and our business side, whatever he says, it resonates. It's how he says it, the energy behind it. You believe him. He has so much credibility. And so we'll listen to something, we'll send it to our marketing director, and a week later, it's like, we're implementing it, because that's how much we believe in him and in his vision. So he's our guru every week. And he's our inspiration. I can't get enough of Gary Vee.
No, I'm obsessed. I love him. Yeah. And I think for me, it's both of ours, really. I mean, both of these guys are both of ours. Yeah. So either one of us, could have spoke on it. But Brendan is our business advisor. And Brendan came to Andi and I at a point in our careers at ExpressIt where we had gone as far as we could. And he came in and that's what I was talking about, really taught us everything. And not in a teaching way, but just in a question. He would ask us questions and it would force us to sort of, well, I don't know. Well, can we do that? Well, yeah, I think you guys can do that. And, so the way that he taught us without teaching us. He really made us part of the problem solving. And much like Gary, where he'll be like, go do this and we'll execute it. We'll be in a meeting with Brendan and we're in the elevator going down and we're already executing the 5 things that he told us to do. And so I do think that no matter who you can find, I think every entrepreneur or small business having a business advisor, someone to bounce things off of, maybe even be like the middle of the seesaw when you're trying to make decisions, but it really does add a different perspective and just could be a totally different way of thinking about a solution. But yeah, Brendan Keegan is definitely mine.
You said you said about surrounding your people that like are like a level up than you and
Yes.
or like what you want to be. That's Brendan. I mean, he's multiple levels up, but like he's just proof of what you can do and what you can achieve. And it's like just in his presence, how he leads, how he believes in people, but then how he lives his life and with his family. And it's like when you see it, and we meet with him every month, and it's been 10 years. And it's like you leave those meetings so inspired. It's like that he's a leader, and like that is what you want, and you want him, someone like that in your corner. And so he posts everywhere. He's on LinkedIn, he's on Instagram. He's one in a million. So I would definitely check him out.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you both for sharing both of them. I definitely want to check out Brandon Keegan more. And Brandon, if you're listening, you got to come on the show. And heck,
awesome.
Gary
yeah.
like we got to get Gary V on Wednesday. Come on. This is like the longest standing LinkedIn live stream. Gary V, come on out. Support me. I made a whole business out of it. You'd be so proud.
You would be so proud.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, we've had Justin Welsh and Heather Monahan on here. Like, hello, Gary V, come on. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, no, thank you both for sharing your gurus of the week. It's always so fun to like learn about other people. I encourage everyone, if you're not following them, we tagged them in the comments, go follow them. But yes, and go follow our guests, which speaking of, we are getting ready to wrap up. But before we do, we want to know more about you, who you serve, how you serve them, and if they could be served by you, how do they reach you? So since you are sisters in your business together, I'll just hand this off to both of you to take away together.
Take it away, Andi.
Yeah. So ExpressIt is a same-day delivery company. Been around since 81. We started, it was Eastern Massachusetts, Southern New Hampshire, and now we are all over the Northeast. So from Maine down to Delaware. And out in Colorado. And so we have about, 250 drivers that are out there, anywhere from a small standard size vehicle to a box truck. And really we customize our services to fit the needs of our customers. So it's tangible goods, whether it's an auto part. We talked to someone today and they are a greenery, and we are going to go pick up like 5-foot trees at a nursery 3 hours outside of Philly and bring it to their storefront. We have a call with a kind of well-known like national macaroons company that needs same-day delivery to small little pop-ups within New York City. So it's really anything that needs to get there same day or next day. That's what we do. And, we're a little different than your average, like your Amazon workers out there. They're sort of independent individuals that are just working. We have an employee model, so our drivers are employees, and we treat them. We're a company, and we've created a culture of appreciation and gratitude. And when our drivers are happy and they succeed, and like they're making our customers succeed, and we're really just trying to make our customers better. That's the whole point. And so we really, it's a collaborative effort from everyone. And that's sort of what makes us different.
Where to find us? ExpressIt. Yeah.
ExpressItDelivery.com. You could check us out on LinkedIn. That's right there. We love connecting with people too.
Yeah.
I'm on mute. Thank you so much for sharing that. How incredible to have two sisters in business together on the show. That's a first, and it's super exciting. ExpressItDelivery.com. Reveting dropped it in the chat, so go click on it in the chat on LinkedIn. But yeah, that's really incredible that there are still businesses like yours out there that have that model where it's like a mom and pop shop, and you can still get things like delivered really fast. And it doesn't have to be just from Amazon. You can work with small, locally owned vendors as well.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I love that. Well, thank you so much. Well, that pretty much wraps up our show. Until next week, we're going to have another really great episode. So we have on Deborah Andrews. Oh yeah, we had someone who had to travel, so they need to rebook. We'll figure out who gets to come on in their place. which, speaking of, if you want to come on WinsDay or any other show, I mean, right now we're producing a number of shows and we're looking for people to come on those shows. It doesn't just have to be sales and marketing. So WinsDay, we're all about bringing on people in sales and marketing. But if you are in data, you are in e-com, you are in coaching, you're in something else, just send us an email at ea@reveting.com and let us know that you're interested in a podcast, or you know someone who would be, or you want to suggest them for WinsDay, then send them our way. We want to hear your experts that you think should come on shows. But until next week, I hope you all have a great episode, or a great a great weekend. Obviously, I'm getting tired, but Danielle and Andi, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having
Thank
you so much. That was so fun.
Absolutely. Oh, good. I'm so glad. All right.
Thank
Well, that's a
you.
wrap. Bye, everyone. See you next week.
Bye.